Hello YouTube, Ronan Kazi here. Hardcore video on the Division 2. I am level 30 now. I've sped this gameplay up. Yeah, I've doubled it because it's took me a long time. Took me nearly 40 minutes. And it was difficult because even though I made a slight adjustment to my build, I have added Unbreakable. It's on my main character. It's one of those things that on my main character, I don't think I'd play without now. It's just pretty good. Like I mentioned, if you watch some of these other videos I've done on this, I'm starting to snipe more or use a M1 I think I got at the end of this. And you can see Unbreakable just went off. So I would have been dead. I have the Revive Hide. I have Heal. I've started my specialization, I think, after this. I was reading someone was taking, one of the commenters, Rich, goes Gunner, because you get that 15% heal on every kill on your armor. I probably should do that. I've always played Survival. I don't know if I have to unlock or do the research for the Gunner. And kind of what I told you is as I clear out people, I get more aggressive because I have so many fail safes to end up finishing off a section of the map. Also, I think the fact that I played a lot of Legendary on the Capital makes me a little bit, you know, I keep waiting for the Legendary to happen. So you're, so the it's sped up, so the audio is sped up too. I put the little button that said don't speed it up, but I think you're supposed to go to 1.5. See, I almost get smoked right there. But I know with Unbreakable, I can still push. In my backpack, I have that get more damage as you kill people, and that's just by accident. I'm still debating now what to do, like maybe I will go with a skill build, maybe have Pulse and Hive, but then have some regen. Because if I have Unbreakable, I think that's the way I get out of that. Having too much, you know, I think right after this I did a control point, it was with Black Tusk. And I'm like, where's my GD Jammer Pulse? And there's my dog Roxy. I think what happens with my dogs is that when I start talking, they think it's time to shit up. So then they just go nutso. Because they were quiet. I swear to God, they were quiet. So I'm heading back in there. And I have not played this section of the map this way that I'm going to do in just ages. Where I'm going to go in, bust up that EMP thing, and then just kill people. I think I still hide a little bit. And one of the bad things about not having all your things, your modifications, is that this would be a great gun. 20 rounds isn't enough, and you're going to see that's just not enough. It kills people, but it's like 19 bullets to kill them. I think I still have the and I'm like, oh, I want to change it. So there we go. Nope. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. So as you start getting higher, right, it's going to start mattering. Like level 30 is going to start mattering. When you get yellow pieces, it matters. When you get the reason why it matters with yellow pieces, because you can add modifications to them, mods to them. The reason why it matters is because on the chest piece and the backpack, you get that on the pink too, the purple, but that starts mattering. And so if you got the patience Now, what would be really good if you could find some other people that were doing manhunt and help level yourself up. And if you ran with them, I think it'd be pretty. It is a different. I had pucker factor the whole way through here. I wanted to get this done because in my mind, in theory, they're going to let me go to New York. Spoiler alert. They're not going to let me go to New York. But I was hoping like, yeah, you're going to let me go to New York. I can skip all that tier stuff and I can just go right to New York and I'll have all my skills and blah, blah, blah. And no, it doesn't happen. Here's where I am with the, it's super fast, especially on 2 times. It's great, I just need more ammo in it. And that's the spoiler alert. I'm going to get through that. That time you saw I was pretty much close to the only time I got waxed in this. But you just play, you can see I'm playing more calculated, more in cover, always got my healing drone up. And I was thinking about it, and one of the things I commented why I like the healing drone versus a chem launcher. I don't have to do anything to get the healing. And I guess the 2 pieces of tech that always flummox me are the attack drone, because sometimes it doesn't attack my targets. And then if I go survivalist, it's that stupid R2-D2 that follows you around and heals you. Like sometimes it doesn't heal me, or it heals in an area, not necessarily where I am. And so that kind of depends on your build. If I'm going to stay in cover, then that little survivalist ball might be okay. And I can get sweet mods on it immediately. That was a disaster. This was a disaster right here. And part of it's a disaster because I'm playing it. This is how I play it on Legendary, and it's not Legendary. I shouldn't be so scared. And my tactics are weak because you'll see what I do. Probably when I'm thinking about it now, I switch back to the No, I switched to assault rifle. Is to maybe go under the ladder, under that scaffolding, and then I'm modded out in between, waiting for him to come and get me. The last thing I want to do is get killed modding a weapon in this mode. It'd be brutal. So maybe the right thing is to go underneath there. If I had a skill, it'd be a lot different. But I'm going to drift out here to the left, like as soon. So at this point, yes, you always want to get grenadiers. Yes, you always want to get controllers. But I really go after healers. There's just something about reviving a guy. You know, that's an irony. Like, I let that guy get revived and then he ends up killing me. Like in Saving Private Ryan. I don't want to get Private Ryan, whatever that guy was. So you can see my problem. I'm right here. There's a guy elevated that's on me. Then a guy comes to the right. I still have guys pushing on me from, 3 different directions and 2 different elevations. And so partly it's only story mode, so I should just cool my jets. Not like I'm going against a hard. So I think I'm having a PTSD of the Division where I played a lot of legendaries. Like I'm just always going, I'm legendary, I'm playing legendary. So I say maybe I should play under there. When they drop down, just smoke them. Again, at this point, I made sure I was pretty leveled up on everything, and I'm looking for any pieces of gear that were going to help me, give me advantage, because again, now I'm thinking about my time to kill. And that's another thing you have to start considering. When you get super builds, when you get all your watch levels up and you get all that stuff where you're above that, you stop thinking about time to kill, because you're going to kill things pretty fast no matter what. But at this level, you can feel where you're lagging behind the DPS curve. And see, I'm still catching the opponent's bullets. So submachine guns are nice, but then you need, there's some things if you're going to play range, and that's where assault rifle might be a good balance. But really, like an M1 and a high rate of fire would be great. The M1 has enough damage. Again, if you could get extra rounds in there, it's even better. I think one of my favorite weapons is a Baker's Dozen. That's an M1 that you can miss people. If you miss them from in cover, you don't lose the bullet. So it's like having infinite shots. For a bad shot like me, it covers a lot of my sins. And I doubled the speed up because you would have just quit watching this, and you still might quit watching it. But it's... I play so slow and conservative because and that is kind of good about the game. Sometimes people will put a lot of directives that make it really hard. Look at me, I'm on my way to getting my liberty. Sometimes, you play with a lot of directives, and that makes things harder too, but you end up gimping someone. And unless you're maniacal and you gimp both the weapon people with ammo stuff and pistolero, and then you gimp the skill people with cool skills, and, I'm not even going to let you have cool skills. I'm going to make you have to pick up little tickets to have skills. I mod this up, but I don't like what I got at the end of it. That seems to be right about my speed. High enough rate of fire. And I think eventually I just go to a 60. But that's the difficulty in the game. Like, you don't want to... The hardcore mode is good. And I'm not going to try to sell you on hardcore mode, because if you didn't like survival in the Division, or if you didn't like going down on the subway, then you're not going to like some of these game modes. And that's okay. I certainly wouldn't want this to be my only character. I'd hate to get up. You think about disconnects and everything, and hopefully I haven't disconnected on hardcore, but you think about how the Division hangs up sometimes. You could get hung up and get smoked. And that would be terrible. Terrible. And on my, I don't know what I'm going to call my adult character, I would just go right up. I would have set a turret right up where they spawn, and then I would have turned this on, and this first part's easy peasy. But you see I kind of struggle in this. I've always relied on skills a little bit. My build's kind of all over the place. I'm just mainly survival, so this is a tough fight. I guess the 2 times not that bad. We're over 2/3 done. We might be 75% done almost. We're doing good. If you've hung in here this long, you're a saint. I promise you, watching me get my ass kicked by the boss was worth it. I don't necessarily want a video, or I don't want to record every single thing I do, because that gets tedious, but I also don't want to miss if I get smoked, because I bet that would be nice to see someone get smoked, and then you could hear me just eulogize my crappy gameplay. Things are still left on my docket. I got to go into the Dark Zone. I'm going to do the gameplay of a video tonight for Ghost Recon 2. I still want to do some Steam Deck stuff. I recently got a old Mac Mini Intel version from work where I got to load that up, and what I'm doing a lot is I take a lot of videos for work and pictures for work, and I do it also here in my hobby. And I found that the Apple stuff's AirDrop is just stupid easy to transfer stuff. In my setup right now, I have an iPad that I do all my iPad and LumaFusion. And before I got into doing videos a long time ago, right, when you had an Intel processor and you had like an i7, you said, well, sometimes I might have to encode video. That's why I need all those extra. You know, that's the lie I would tell myself. And when I started, I don't know, a while back, I started thinking about doing video, doing this kind of stuff. You just can't buy a rig that's as fast as an iPad to do this kind of stuff, I don't think. To encode it is stupidly fast on an iPad Pro. And I have to do some videos at work on my iPhone. I'm not an iPhone guy. I love Android phones. I had Android phones. I've had every kind of Android phone. I had all kinds of Android phones, not just Samsung, just everything. I had a little bit of everything. But for doing video stuff, the Apple stuff seems pretty easy. LumaFusion's only $20. An iPad Pro, even if you got like a 2018, you got it used, you get it pretty cheap. And the other thing is, there's times where having that dumb pencil makes a big difference. Oh, there's where I almost get smoked again. So I forget he launches rockets. He launches a rocket and it blows up behind me and I get hit by the back blast. So I realize again, I'm in a bad spot. And there's a point where this fight's touch and go. You may notice I'm going to do something that I rarely ever do. I'm going to use all my grenades. At one point, I had everyone gets those Acosta bags. I made a grenade build. There's a little chest piece that has the frog. And then there's the Acosta. And I would just grenade people in a survivalist build. And that was a pretty good build. That was right before I got back in love with the Vial. So he's almost down, but here I'm nading him nonstop. So I appreciate everyone that watched this. Give the hardcore a try. On the next, after I beat this, all my pieces I've rolled regen on them. And oh gosh, look at that again. But that's the thing. I rolled that regen on everything. And so I probably have room for, if I ever get a Vial again, I probably have room to do it. So put Vial and do some jammer. Probably won't have the speed. I'll probably put speed over status effects. But yeah, give it a try. In the low levels, you're just focusing on you're going to do damage. And if you don't want to die, get a revive hive, which you guys already probably know I've had to do that. So thank you again for watching. You're going to watch me go to World Tier 1. And I want you to know, a part of me died when I saw it's going to World Tier 1, because I wanted so bad to skip these tiers. I'm an altaholic, so I have a lot of alts. I have 3 accounts, so I've done like 0 to 60 a lot. I don't really want to do it again, but there we go. Thanks again, everyone. Have a good one. Ronan Kazi signing off.